fan off. All right, testing, testing, 1 2 1 2. How's the sound, babe? Turn this fan off. All right, all right. Can you hear me good? Do you hear that a hum at all? All right. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get started then. Yep. Hmm. What you mean? Yesterday I did. Sweet. Here we go. Might have a shorten that wire. All right. Let me put this out real quick. Then we'll get started. All right. Here we go. Hey Argo, how you doing, man? Yep, it has been a long minute. It has definitely been that for me. So as you can, well, as you may have read, either on my Facebook or on my Twitter, I am working, well, been working on my Calabrito cosplay. As you can see in the pictures in my stream window. He is a character from a comic book called Battle Chasers, which was done, wow, back in the 90s by an artist named Joe Madera. Fantastic artist. In case you don't know who he is, he's also the guy that was behind Darksiders, 1 and 2, the driving art force behind it. Um, hey, where guy, what's up, brother? So he recently did a Kickstarter to where he's bringing back the comic, which I am ecstatic about. But he is also taking those characters in that world and making a JRPG of it, which is pretty freaking awesome. So I figured, let me go ahead and pay homage to him and build Calabrito, with just this huge war golem character. So I've already started doing some of the pieces. I've already started working on the knee armor that's together. The butt plate is together. Over here are parts of the soon-to-be thigh armor. It's going to fit right there on me. I still have to take these pieces here and glue them on the inside as well. But for today, I figured I would go ahead and jump around a little bit, and I would work on the head, or in my case, the helmet. So right here, I have a duct tape dress form of my head. This thing is old, probably time for a new one. This is about 2 years old. It's held up pretty good. Um, And if you guys are curious about how to do one, you can go to my Facebook page and you can look through some of my photos there on this. I also have a book, PDF, that's 20 bucks. If you guys want to look at it more in depth, I go through it pretty much top to bottom in that book as well. But yeah, definitely time to make a new one. So the reason why I have this dress form of my head here is it allows me to build a helmet that's going to accurately fit and comfortably fit on my head. And I'll line up with the eye sockets and nose and mouth, that will line up properly. So whenever you're doing a helmet for yourself, if you don't have a mannequin head that's reasonably about the size of your head, you definitely want to do a duct tape dress form of your head. Trust me, you'll thank yourself for months and years. Alright, so I'm going to pull up this picture. There we go. Now, in the Streamlabs, you guys already see a couple of angles of Calabrito's head, which is pretty decent. My only problem is it's only like one angle of the head, so it's like I really can't tell how the back of the head is, really the size. It's kind of hard to tell. Well, there's an artist named Jay Miles. He actually took the time out and made a 3D model of Calabrito that you can rotate around and get different angles. Awesome. And it's not an exact duplicate of the concept art, but it's pretty damn close enough that I can use that alongside the concept art to get a pretty accurate idea of how the head looks. And if you guys want to see that, there's a link to it. And you can actually blow open your screen. You can take your mouse, drag it, spin. You can zoom in on some areas, zoom out, all that good stuff. It's really, really helpful program. And he's helped me a lot by looking at his work and then looking at the concept art to visualize Calabrito's body better. So right now I'm going to work on the first few pieces of this. Alright, cool. Now I did start to already cut out some of the eye parts, and if you can tell, I'm using different thicknesses of foam. Let's see if there's not a camera up there. Okay. If you can, it's always good to work in different thicknesses or like levels, because when it comes to armor, flat sucks. It really does, unless you're doing something where it's really, really thin armor and you're doing engravings into it, then that's okay. But big and bulky armor, you definitely want to have varying levels in it. That way it just has a bit more believability to it. So, can you guys hear me properly? Let me see. Can you guys hear me, or am I low? Okay, cool. So I make sure you guys can hear me properly, because that's kind of important. Alright, so Okay, there we go. Yep. Alright, so that's right about here. Yeah. Now, as I do this, I'm gonna cut out each section basically as I draw it and whatnot. One of the things you have to kind of keep in mind when you're doing stuff like this is that I'm using flat paper to make my pattern, but I'm cutting it out of a 3D object, EVA foam, and the foam is thicker than this paper. So when you go to bend that curved piece, you have to remember that the foam is actually going to contract a little bit. It's going to shrink a little bit. You're going to lose a little bit of that real estate basically. So sometimes you have to actually, when you go to transfer the pattern over, make it a little bit longer to compensate for the foam. Well, to compensate for the inches you're going to lose when you go to bend it basically. You'll see what I mean when I do it. Hey, nah, what's up, man? Hey, Scott, how you doing, man? Doing good, man. Doing good. Good to be back. So right now I'm drawing my pattern kind of loosely onto my head. Oh, my duct tape dress form. I don't know if you guys can see this stuff properly. I went ahead and I mounted a camera to the ceiling, so now you guys can be able to see what I'm working on a lot better. At least I hope you can. A lot of folks always ask me, do I have any patterns or like what's the word? The pep files for what I work on. Everything that I do is scratch build. Everything. You know, pep files are great. Don't get me wrong, they really are. Especially if you're a person who doesn't have the talent to draw. It's very helpful for that. Um, but in my case, I can draw, so I really don't need that. But also, more importantly, it can be a devil trying to scale stuff. You know, if you are a person that has either abnormally tall, abnormally short, you know, really really thin, or really really big, it can be hard getting that scale just right. You know, which is why once again I like having the actual dress form, because you know that that's that person's body or body part, so you could just go ahead and get ready to work and not have to worry about, oh, it's just gonna fit. You know. So I like how in this 3D art the artist Jay Miles did, the head with a